Welcome to my show, HR Talk with Eva Dias. My name is Eva Dias. I am the CEO and founder of a company called Phoenix Human Capital Solutions. And our mission is to help people and organizations to accomplish whatever they want. So today, and before I start, today I want to thank all my viewers, my followers, all the people that support me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you, this would never be possible. Don't forget also to interact with me. Use my email. It's evadias at phoenix8solutions.com. All right, let's get started. And the topic for today is how judgment can really get in the way you do things in your lives, or how reducing judgment and maybe even eliminate it can help you accomplishing a way much happier life. How about this one? All right, so let's start first with the definition of judgment. And for the purpose of this talk show today, I'm talking about that kind of judgment when people really issue an opinion without having the facts or the truth. They just judge. This is judgment. And judgment, this is the negative judgment. Judgment can also be positive. But yet, if you don't have the facts, the evidence, you are still judging, even if you are issuing a positive opinion about a situation or someone. So over time, you are going to get to know me more and more. So I want to remind everybody that I am a firm believer that the only way for us to really tackle and deal with any issue or challenges in our lives is by finding the root cause. So the point is, why do we, human beings, we judge? Why we become so judgmental? So let's go back to when everything started. If you think about this for a moment, we start judging because we judge ourselves in the first place. And that, unfortunately, starts very early in our lives. It starts with those that thinking they are helping us, they start to put us in a condition that we want to be somebody else and not ourselves. In other words, we disconnect from what we believe, what we value, our standards, and our expectations from ourselves. And why? Very simple. To fit and being accepted in society. And who are those who helped us shape ourselves up to become these individuals? Well, first, parents. And everything I say here, it's not a criticism. Parents, they help us, to learn in the first moment of our lives the do's and don'ts to live or survive in society. And there is where we start to act and react according to others' expectations and standards, because we want to be accepted. After parents come the teachers, and maybe even at the same time, right? Teachers teaching you what to do from an educational point of view and how to continue living and being accepted in society. Then there is many other things that really influence our lives to continue distanciating ourselves from ourselves. This can be work. Your work can really be, unfortunately, a great source of distanciation from what you are, because you want to be accepted, you want to do the right things, not the things that you believe are right. Then there are many other things, like relationships. Relationships also help us to distanciate from ourselves, because, I mean, who haven't been in a situation that fall in love with someone, and in order to, conquer this person or stay with this person, you start to modify your behavior. Many people, I know many people that has done this. And again, there's nothing wrong. Here it's not about being right or wrong. All I'm talking about is that because you do this way, then you start to judge other people and looking for the bad before anything. Welcome to my show, HR Talk with Eva Dias. I am Eva Dias, CEO and founder of a company called Phoenix Human Capital Solutions. And as always, I've been here to try help you leaders, you who are workers, professionals, struggling with your careers and searching for solutions, answers. Hopefully, I can help you. And I want to start, as always, thanking my supporters, followers, viewers. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you so very much. And I hope you had a wonderful holiday, whatever you have celebrated, whether this is Easter, Passover, whatever you have taken. So I hope you had a fantastic time. And today I'm here to talk about something that is very, very current. And I'd say one of the hot topics in the process of leading teams. It is the leadership of hybrid teams. You all know that after the pandemic, many people don't want to go back to an office anymore. They prefer to resign. And here in US, we have the wave of big resignation. And one of the driving causes is because people did not want to go back there. So, first, let's understand the causes or the benefits of working from home and why people really don't want to go back. So, number one, they become their managers of their time. In other words, they have much more time. They have time to enjoy their families, having a much more integrated life between work, private life, and everything that goes with that. Because they don't spend that much time driving, commuting. They don't have to breathe the pollution. They have a much better quality of life. They can produce still, whether equally or even more, because they are less stressed. So that's very, very important. Number two, both employees and employers are saving money. And employers, I can tell you, big money. So, but let's start with employees first. Well, they don't have to pay for gas. They don't have to pay for all the expenses with their cars. They also don't have to pay for probably their meals outside home. There are even, I'd say, I go one notch ahead and by saying that even money buying clothes or clothing to go to office to present themselves, in a much more sophisticated manner. Because if you are not on a screen talking to somebody, you can always dress very casual. And dressing very casual costs much less money, right? Hello and welcome. Welcome to my HR talk show. It is a real pleasure to be here with you again. My name is Eva Dias. I am the CEO and founder of a company called Phoenix Human Capital Solutions. And my company's mission is to help people and organizations to unveil and unleash their potential to become whatever they want at the highest and fullest of their capabilities. And with that, I am going to introduce you the topic of today. It is called life purpose. You just heard what is my mission in my company, my job mission. So, why is it important to have a life purpose statement? It is very simple. First of all, we live in a world of branding, marketing, visibility. If we are not visible and we cannot articulate what we do and what we are here for on this earth, it's going to be hard to attract other people's attention, and even harder to having them really interested in getting to know us better, and even more, getting to know the value that we can add to their lives. So, having a purpose, a life purpose, and in written will help you to articulate what you think you are here for, even in the elevator. The famous elevator pitch. I myself am very proud to say that I've developed my purpose statement. I think I was 8 years old. And it was very simple. I want two things. First, work with people. Second, make sure that I would live an international life. And why these two? Because since then, since I was so little, I had developed the eagerness to get to know other people in the world, their culture, their languages, their social behavior, because I knew inside of my heart that that would be a way for me to really expand myself and grow as an individual, as a human being, as a professional. And I have to tell you that I have designed and planned my life, everything I did, to meet my purpose, my life purpose. The other advantage of having one, and this is big, is that during the course of my riding the waves of my purpose as anybody else, I did have big challenges. And what helped me was my purpose. I would always revisit my purpose to reminding me why we were doing the things that I was doing. And the answer was always the same. It is because this is aligned to your purpose, your life purpose. And how good is that? So that makes you very strong in what you want to accomplish. There is nothing that will be stronger enough to break the cycle of what you want to be and your legacy, what you want to leave by the time you are no longer here in this world. That's another thing that's very important. So, at this point, you might be asking yourselves, if you still don't have a life purpose developed, defined, and written, how easy or how difficult it is to have one? I have to tell you, it is not difficult at all. Only because it doesn't matter on what part or time of your life you are experiencing now. You have accomplished a lot. The problem is if you didn't have, what I call this big scheme of things, which is named life purpose, you might not be really collecting the best or the highest of the earnings that you could. It's like just doing things for the sake of doing. But if you link this back to a purpose, that it is, much bigger, for sure you are gonna bring way much value to your life. I want to bring this conversation to work because at the end of the day, we talk business here, we talk human resources, we talk humans above all, okay? And why I'm saying this? Well, I had a 30 years career in the corporate life and a wonderful career. And I have decided, because of personal circumstances, to make a big change and a transition in my life around 5 years ago. And that was the moment that I decided to quit my corporate life, put together my own business and my HR practice. And it was one of the best things that happened to me because I was closing a cycle. My career in corporations was one of the best, or the best that I could have. But it was a time for change. And today I consider to be so blessed because of that, or because of this change and this transition. And I kind of shaped a little bit my life purpose. I moved from working with people and having an international life to making a positive impact in people's lives. And the international career is still on because I am still away from my so loved country, Brazil. But what really matters most today is really, accomplish my mission of helping people one at a time. And for that, I really had to reshape myself in the way I was living my life. And I started to find happiness. Yes, happiness was a word that somehow, somewhere, we were not really used to. But I start to pursue happiness. And this is part of the United States Constitution, right? The pursuit of happiness. However, we don't need this to be happy. All we need to do is really to ensure what we want to be. And in my case, I really shift from being focused on making money and having things to show to others, just to show how successful I was, to come inside myself, appreciate myself, the great person that I discovered I was and I am, and build everything else around this. And what happened to me is that I stopped worrying myself about things like what are people thinking about me, because I came to realize that that didn't define me anymore. And with that, I started to lower my judgment, first with myself and immediately with others, because we judge others because we judge ourselves in the first place. I've started to appreciate everything I have. I've started to develop a way much better quality of relationships. And I've started to experience something that I cannot even describe in terms of feeling good inside, sleeping much better, developing my spirituality, and really stop caring about things that doesn't or don't make any or don't bring any value to our lives. Care very little for those things or zero. And I can tell you, it feels really, really good. So let's go back to the question. How easy it is to put together a life purpose? Well, first of all, you go through an exercise of asking you questions that you probably never asked. You're going to be asking yourself things like, what really matters to me and how do I want to live the rest of my life? Who are the people that I admire that live their lives just like that? What are the benefits that these people experience? How about the people surrounding me? How am I impacting their lives? Am I doing what I am supposed to do as a father, as a spouse, as a son, as a brother or sister? So, those questions will help you to start shape up your life purpose. So next, you start to put together this in a sentence or two. It needs to be very short because you need to be able to articulate it in an elevator. It's the famous elevator pitch. Someone asks you in the elevator, what is your life purpose? You are going to be able to just articulate in few seconds. Also, a way to go before you finish up is to share it with the people that you know and you trust, with your spouses, your mentors, your coaches, your friends. You are going to be gaining lots of insights to help you to shape up and finalize your life purpose statement. And I can help you as well. Don't forget that. Always. So just send me your questions. Eva Dias at phoenix8csolutions.com. I love to interact with you. I love to interact more with you. And as I always say, I am here to help you to manage your own careers and as leaders to manage the most important assets of your business, your people. With that, I'm going to say goodbye for today. Hello, my fellow audience. This is Eva Dias with your favorite human resources talk show, HR Talk. And I'm back here, as always, to talk about something very interesting. It is one of my offers through my company, Phoenix Human Capital Solutions. This is about powerful performing teams. And what does that mean? It's very simple. Through my offer and through my program, I can help you, your organization, your teams, to align on the same objectives and really go the extra mile of performance as a team. Most of organizations have been learning. They have a team of winners. And what I do is to transform this team of winners into a winning team. I have a special methodology that I have developed to walk the entire team through a journey. It takes a little bit of time. There is at least three interventions as part of this program until the team performs at the highest and best of their capabilities. But I can assure you that teams that have gone through this program, they really ended up way much more stronger and producing much better, and above all, much happier, because they understand each other's role. They really support each other and collaborate. They deal with conflict in a very mature manner. Everything that counts is really to be successful as a team. If you want to know more about powerful performing teams, just contact me. Eva Dias, 305-842-9237. That's my phone number. Or email me. Much simpler, perhaps. Eva Dias, EVADIAS, at phoenixhcsolutions.com. I use also, in order to shake up, the ability of teams to perform much better together, my core energy leadership methodology that I've learned through my coaching certification. And combine all together, I can assure you, this make very, very strong and powerful performing teams. Just contact me. Very simple, and I can assure you, you're not gonna regret. There is a lot of return on investment for those organizations that decide to take this journey with me. Okay? I wanna thank you again for supporting me, for watching me, and don't forget, I'm here to help and I'm happy to help. Send me your questions, your concerns, whatever it is. I can really deal with this in a very confidential manner if you want to. It will be great because your question can be many other people's questions. Your concerns can be many other people's concerns. And you might be helping a lot of people indirectly when you interact with me. I love you, as you know, and I can't see the time to be back here again to talk to you, my fellow audience. Thank you. And my mission is to help people and organizations to unveil and unleash the best in themselves. And I want to start by, as always, thank you, viewers, followers, supporters. Thank you for being here for me. I really am very thankful for that. And today I chose to talk about something very, very crucial in our current leadership profile. This is about compassion and empathy. So, compassionate leadership. What is this about? And what is it that we always, when we talk about compassion, we also mention empathy? Well, first of all, let's understand the difference between the two of them. And I like to be very didactic when I talk about these concepts. So I'm going to read it to you. And, maybe this will help dismiss once and for all the confusion that people make between these two concepts. I'm going to read it for you. Compassion versus empathy. What's the difference? Compassion and empathy are fundamentally different, but closely related. So consider these two definitions. Empathy is our feeling of awareness towards offering people's emotions in an attempt to understand how they feel. Compassion is an emotional response to empathy or sympathy and creates a desire to help. Hello and welcome. Welcome, viewers, and all of you supporting me. Eva Dias, HR Talk. This is my show, and I'm here to help you manage the most valuable asset of your business, your people. I will continue with my series of detox leadership. Today, I want to talk about the power of questions versus the power of answers. So, I think to start, I want to ask you, how have you been leading your life, whether personally or professionally? Have you been pursuing answers, or have you been asking questions? Send me your answers, please. Eva Dias, Phoenix Human Capital Solutions. Again, answers or questions? I want to talk to you about a big learning that I went through after I decided to quit the corporate life and establish my own business, an HR practice called Phoenix Human Capital Solutions. I think I have to share that my whole life, particularly professionally, I spent pursuing or going after answers. I think many of you watching me now may relate deeply with what about to say. So I always thought that the secret of my success was really supported by my ability to provide answers. And quite frankly, I've been very successful. I was very successful by doing this way. The problem is, as I did not ask enough questions, the process of my providing those answers became very stressful because I was working on what I thought I understood about the requests that I was getting. And this could be from my bosses, from my family, from my friends, from all the different dimensions and relationships of my life. Very few times I would spend time asking questions when getting those requests. And obviously, this is hard work because most probably I didn't have enough information. Should I have asked questions more, I am sure that I would have been even way more successful and living a life of joy and less stress. Why questions are so important? In my learning experience, it's very simple. When you get a request and you act on it right away without stopping, digesting it, and very, most of the time, when you stop and digest, you are going to come up with questions. you tend to work or act on something that you don't know completely. And what that causes is the uncertainty. And you try to guess, is this what my boss wants from me? Is this the way he wants from me or she wants from me? Whereas if you stop and go back there, or even in the same conversation, and ask your questions to clarify, to make sure that they are being clear about what they want. Because how many times we responded to requests that we found they are not exactly what the people who requested wanted. How many times? And that caused a waste of time, energy, stress, uneasiness of the relationships, right? People tend to be very upset and frustrated when they realize that their responses are not necessarily meeting the requests. So, I had a case the other day, someone sharing with me a big issue or problem with the boss, and obviously this person was reacting as almost 100% of the people in the same situation, and the boss is a little bit abusive and was calling her some even bad words. And I asked her, what would be a good question for you to ask your boss instead of being so mad at him and shutting off yourself and going to your desk with so much anger? And she looked at me with a question. He called me this and that and so on and so forth. Yes, what would be a good question for you to ask him? And making them think about what he just did. Because when we ask questions, everybody, we make the other person think about what they are doing, they are requesting, they are thinking about what they're thinking. So she and I, we went through this exercise. And one of the questions that came up out of this exercise of questioning for this particular situation, where the boss had called her a bad name, was, can you please define what you mean by that? What is your definition of that? And her reaction of relief by the time she found this question and what the impact this would make on her boss really, really made her laughing and experience a moment of joy that was fantastic, which I did too, because in the end, what I was doing with her was a coaching. But we don't need to have a coach just beside us to start asking questions and finding the power of the impact that questioning makes on people rather than just run after answers. I hope you think about this next time you have conversations, particularly tough conversations. You get requests that you not necessarily don't understand. Whatever happens between you and anybody in your lives that requires a question. Is this helpful? If it is, and if you agree with me, send me your reaction. This is Eva Dias, HR Talk. My email is evadias at phoenixhcsolutions.com. I am very pleased to be here again and hope to see you next week. Bye bye.